welcome to another Gaspesian Better Living Chat. These are a series of simple and informal conversations that are meant to encourage and inspire us to be well here at home on the Gaspé Coast. And we also get to meet some really interesting people. Like today, we're back visiting Linda Drody. Hi, Linda.
Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Where are you?
Well, I'm just out in my yard visiting a fairy village.
A fairy village. Oh, tell me more, Linda, please.
Well, I was out with my son, and he said he was telling somebody a story. He said, I took a little walk today, and guess what I did see? A little door before me, as pretty as could be. Well, what is this? I said to Mom as I bent down to see. Well, I said, well, I made this for you, my dear, a gift for you from me. Some say it's magical. It's called a fairy door. But how about a home for mice or a hobbit's store? The magic is what you make of it, for you are in control. You are the storyteller, and you can say how it unfolds. Just be creative and have some fun. It's time to play, my darling son. And so, my son went off and he's just been creating little doors and making stories up. And so it doesn't have to be a fairy door. It can be anything you choose.
Whoa, Linda. That looks amazing. So, well, maybe Linda, can you take us into your studio and maybe show us how to paint one? Because I think maybe every one of us should have a fairy door. Or in my case, I love gnomes, garden gnomes. So that would be a really nice thing for me to have here as well.
I think so.
So can we go into your studio and you can show us how?
Absolutely. You'll meet me inside, will you?
I'll meet you inside. See you soon. Bye. Well, Linda, we're back in your studio. It's a little bit warmer in your studio, I'm sure, than it is outside.
It is not a whole lot warmer.
So then, Linda,
welcome to the studio.
Yeah, everything looks so beautiful again. I see some of your paintings. I think you moved a few things around since the last time we were here.
I moved the easel around.
Okay, that's it then. Okay. So I see you have your door there and you're going to show us how to do it. Okay, go right ahead, Linda.
So first of all, you need to have your pencil, and we're going to draw the outline around that door, okay? And we're going to just shape that outline along the shape of our rock, or as closely as possible. Maybe we can come inside the line a little bit so that we actually have some room to make our stone doorway.
Okay.
So we're going to come down. It doesn't have to be anything perfect. Fairy doors are not perfect. I hear they're not great carpenters. So I have, I have a little styrofoam plate to put my colors on. So I just used a few colors. Now, I'm putting stone, like it'll look like stone around the door. But as for the door itself, you can put any color that you want. So if you want a bright red door, well, go for it. Do whatever makes you happy.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my brush and I have a little bit of water in here, very little bit of water, just that I sprayed in. So I'm going to mix a little bit of white and black, and I'm going to make this color gray all along here. And I'm not going to divide everything up yet, so I'm just going to put in the gray right now. So I'm going to paint around. I'll go a little darker. And you can also do around the edges. I can't see much change, I guess, because my white that I painted in is kind of grayish anyway. And of course, as you're painting, you can also paint in on the sides too, so that, you know, when you put this out in next to a tree or something, that it has a look like
Okay.
the stone wall is there.
Okay.
Sorry if my back is to you.
Not a problem. You are an artist at work.
That's right, that's right. And I'll try to get it done as quickly as possible. And you know what, I'm going to do it as quickly as possible, but you know, you can take your time at home and do a nicer version than I am doing. And I used to tell my students when they would do something really nice, you're not supposed to do it better than the teacher. I think I'm just coming down with a straighter door right here. Come down. And I'm coming down on this side too. Now I could go around at the sides, which makes it nicer, but I'm not going to do it now because you understand what you're supposed to do as I do it, and so you can do it at home just to save time, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I won't really do the sides. So we're going to switch to a different color. This here is brown, it's reddish brown. I think there might be just a little bit of white I used in there. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll find out in a minute. I think I actually used a little bit of a yellowy color in there.
You mixed your paints, and again, you're
Yeah.
using
A little bit of white with a white, and I'm just lightening it. There may actually be a touch of yellow in there. You can play with that color, but I'd have to be searching on the table for it. So I'm just going to go. It's very close. I'll go with the darker. Actually, I'm going to mix in a little bit of brown in there. I like it a little bit darker to give it kind of an older look.
Make it a little bit more mysterious.
Yeah, and you know, a little more authentic. Fairies have been around a long time, you know.
Yes.
I'm sure their doors have been too.
So of course. And do you think that you have a fairy in your garden out by that tree? Or you'll not tell us?
I think I will not tell you today anyway. We'll talk about it later. That might be discussed another time when we do another fairy door maybe.
Okay, okay. So the thing is, if we make a fairy door, we might just end up having one in our own backyard or garden, or
that could very well happen.
It could. You never know where a little door may lead you.
Absolutely. I always ask that the only doors that open for me are the good ones.
Well, I agree. I agree. Even if you have to make the door yourself.
Absolutely. Heck yeah. Like most things in life, right?
Exactly.
If you want it to happen, you have to go for it.
That's right.
So I'm not being very careful with this, but it doesn't really matter. It's all for fun, and you can certainly do something a lot more perfected than what I have here, but I'm sure you'll enjoy doing the project. I'm sure you will participate as well, Mary.
Oh, I definitely, if you pass my tiny patch garden this summer, you will definitely see. But I think, as I said before, it'll be a door for my gnomes, because my gnomes help me in the garden.
I've seen your gnomes. It's going to have to be a big enough door.
Yeah, they're a little bit bigger.
A big slab of rock.
Yeah, but I actually have some in my backyard. But Linda, what people could do as well, they could also use boards.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also another wonderful thing to get out to the beaches, and there are lots of places where they have a lot of slate or something.
Exactly.
But the beaches have wonderful stones, very smooth and everything. Like this one here, I picked up in around Fox River, so they have very smooth slate. This here is my backyard, which it's a bit rough, but that's okay. And these I got at the beach yesterday. I went to several beaches yesterday looking for stones.
Wow. What a nice adventure.
It was wonderful. It wasn't hot, but it was very nice. I was well dressed.
Yeah.
I keep lots of layers of clothing in the vehicle.
We're very lucky to have such beautiful beaches here on the coast.
And each one is so different: rocky, sandy, coarse sand, fine sand, fine, so different shells at each beach too.
Yes. That's something that we all have to do this summer, is spend more time out on the beaches. Since a lot of us will not be going very far, we'll have to visit at home.
Yes, it's a perfect opportunity.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to start by going around making these little lines to separate the gray, to make it as each separate stone.
Okay.
So I'm going to take black or a fairly dark color. Actually, I'm going to start up here where we have the supporting stone.
Okay.
And so it would be open a little wider where the others, where it's not going to slip down.
Okay.
And at the same time, you can go around the edge of your door, because you're going to have a little black line here.
It's already starting to look more real.
It's starting to shape up, yes.
It's amazing what a little bit of paint can do, right? Because that was just a rock.
Absolutely. It's fun to see what we can create with all kinds of things that nature provides.
Yes.
Makes it not very expensive to make, right?
And a lot more fun sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's so many beautiful things out there. Like when you're on the beach, you can see so many things like, oh my God, this would make such a beautiful shelf. Or, I collected even a lot of driftwood, but it was, flatter stuff, maybe even some parts of lobster traps. And so I collected that just to put little names on things or make arrows or, just things, silly things again.
But Linda, that's one of the things that is that makes life interesting, is not being afraid to play and have fun. And
absolutely, you have to not be too serious in life, right?
Exactly. Like I always say, we have to take our box of crayons back and learn to play and play with colors and have fun.
Absolutely, I totally agree. So I'm just going to show you as a sample what we would do on the sides, okay?
Okay.
This up, and I would go just straight across here. every one. So it's going to look like a, brick also. So, so if you are looking at something side on the tree, you will see that, okay?
Right.
So I'm not going to do it everywhere, but I mean, you can see on this one, it does have.
You did it.
It does have.
And it makes it look more real.
It does, yes. I should give this a minute to dry, but I won't. Let's see. What I suggest you do is take a ruler and maybe start right where these lines line up and just come down straight. So I'm going to make a little line there. I'll go in between. So we're going to make just a few lines for the boards, and they don't have to be even. Just try to have them come down straight. There we go. And so I'm going to paint lines in there. I don't really see all my lines. That's good enough.
So it will highlight the boards that were used to build.
That's right. And maybe it could be a little lighter than the black I have here, because it's really just showing in the crack in between the boards,
Right. If people go to your studio this summer, they're going to be looking for fairy doors. You may have to make some, Linda.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about making a few. A friend of mine who lives around the Magdalen Islands makes fairy doors, and she does a lot of stuff. She sells a lot of work. She's an illustrator, so very talented.
Because those are, some people may not want to make it, but it's just something nice. It's kind of a little treasure from the area.
Absolutely. People like little gifts like that,
Yes.
something that they can take back to a friend of the family, a friend or a family member. And, they're not costly because they don't take long to make. So.
A little piece of the coast.
Absolutely. Those things sell the best, Okay. I won't win any awards for straight lines, but that's okay.
But it's a fairy door, so it doesn't matter. They use the boards that they could find to build it.
You are right. You are right.
Yes.
How do you know so much about fairies?
Well, I've seen the gnomes working here, so.
Okay.
They never worry about whether something is straight or not. They just do it.
So you'll just be making a gnome home.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I'm just going to draw a little line across, and it doesn't really matter if it's perfectly straight, but it's just that piece of iron that would be there to hold all those boards together.
Right. Something that would be really fun, Linda, when we post this, when this is posted later on, for people to show us what kind of a door they made.
I would love to see that. Absolutely.
So there you go. That's a challenge for everybody who's watching this. Whether you or you get your kids involved to make some fairy or gnome doors that you can put out in your yard for fun. You can build a whole village with a whole bunch of rocks like that, and then show us the pictures. We would love to see them.
Yeah, they can put them out by trees and stuff, and show us their doors that they made.
That would be a great summer project.
I think so. So the next time there's a fall fest and they're doing a gardening thing, maybe they need to have, how they have the nicest garden. Well, maybe they can have something with the nicest little gnome, the collection of the fairy doors.
Yes. You
tell that to that to that committee. Yeah. Okay, so I just put those in roughly, and you can do them better. You can do them darker. They probably should be blacker. So I'm going to go and make my door right now. And so I'm just gonna do my best to get it in the center. I'm gonna kind of put it round here. Come down here. I'm going to take a little bit smaller paintbrush just to get the handle in here. And I put the handle right along the crack, and that would not be a good place to put it really, because nothing is going to stick in the crack, right? So anyway, I'm putting it over here this time. I wasn't being a very good carpenter right then,
See, as each one goes along, we improve our carpenter skills.
That's right, absolutely.
Yep.
Just like in real life.
Just like in real life, for sure.
So I'm going to go with the white. I'll use what white I have. So I'm just going to do white, or you can mix it a little more gray if you want. I'm putting a little trim around the window. And of course, it's always a good idea to let it dry, but that's okay. I'm doing it anyway.
It's actually, Linda, it really looks nice.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
It's really nice.
And it's so simple and quick to make,
And this one here looks even more rustic than your original one.
I think so.
Yes.
It is a little more rustic. Yeah. I didn't take much time to do it. I'll put a little shutter at the side. Okay, so I'm going to show you something else you can do. I'm just going to clean my brush a little bit. So what to be able to get a more realistic look for stone, you want to be able to come with just a little bit of a lighter color and just kind of dab it in there, just a little bit kind of rough, in certain spots, and you can spread it with your finger.
Okay, so it looks like it has some
texture, a bit of texture.
Rough.
Yeah. So you can go, I'm not doing a great job with it, but you can play around with the colors a little bit too. You can do the same on the sides. So I find them going a little bit too light, but if you just kind of make it a little lumpy looking, or to give it that stone texture, it'll look more natural.
So they used rough, heavy stones to make their door.
Yes. Yeah. Apparently so. Yes.
What do I know?
I'm just learning about it, fairy construction,
Yes. Well, I think they'll really appreciate that door.
I think so. Almost matching doors.
Oh, yes. And
The
where
taller, the
Pardon?
taller fairy will have to get this door here.
exactly. So that one can be the front door and one can be the back door.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
man. I think that's, well, I think it's pretty much it. I mean, I made this a little bit different, so, we can put little holes. I'm running out of, we can put 3 little holes there for our screws. But we can also put maybe a couple of screws on each door, or, where that metal is,
Right. Exactly. Big,
Yeah.
yeah, I understand.
Where the iron is. So we can put 2 screws on every board so that you can see it. And I'll come a little closer so you can see it better.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, it's really, really nice, Linda. I love it.
Thank you.
Really love it.
Well, if I'm heading down your way, I tell you, I'm going to be stopping by to see what you created for your nose.
I am definitely going to make one, and maybe even 2, because I think that they are really nice. Linda, you are so talented and always so much fun to visit, even if we have to visit this way for now.
That's fine.
Linda, so what you'll have to do is you'll have to come up with another fun project, and we'll have to come back and visit. And again, let's invite everybody who sees this video to share a picture of it, what they've made, because that would actually be a nice conversation for us all to join in with and have fun with.
It would be wonderful. I'd love to see what people created out of this.
Yeah. Linda, thank you very, very much. Have a wonderful day and keep creating.
I will.
Okay.
Thank
Bye
you.
for
Have
now.
a good day. Bye-bye.
And for you out there, I hope that you enjoyed this chat and that you'll come back and join us next time when we'll get to visit somebody else. Until then, let's find ways to encourage and support each other and find fun things to do here at home. And also let's find a way to appreciate life here on the Gaspé Coast. Until then, take care. Bye for now.